Hi everyone, welcome to day 87. We will today we will be looking for the count APIs. So whatever count if APIs we have to make. So let me tell you that. If you remember, we have made cards in the admin dashboard where we have a card for total user, total post, then person under review, and post under review. So these four count we require. So we have to make these counts API today. Whereas we have finished my post APIs yesterday, right? So today the more work is of admin. So we will make that and let's check in the Jira. So let's mark that count API is in progress because we have started working towards it. So now let me create the APIs, and that is count API.py. Again, it is similar. These all things we require, but we require one more thing. That is from Flask SQLAlchemy. Sorry, from SQLAlchemy import func. So what is this method? So this method is used for aggregation functions, and we will use this to create those count directly from the database instead of going to the code. We require to make a class count which will be a child class which will import the basically resource class, and then we will make the doc string for it. This resource class will have function that will return the count of the user, post, and user and post review counts. So what is this thing? We require token, auth token required. We require roles required because that is only for admin. No one should access this. Now we are getting we need to send the data, just the information. It's just fetching the data. So def get, and doc for this is get request, fetch the data. Now there are multiple database operation, and anytime database operation could happen. So what we will do, we will imply try, and the first user account is equals to user account is equals to, now we will use db.session.query user.sl number, comma func.count user.user id. Also there is no sl number, it is also user id, and this is not func, it's func, sorry for that, dot all. Now it will return this. Similarly, post count equals to just the same, so just copy paste it, and instead of user it should be posts dot post id. Now reviewed user review count, again db.session dot query user dot under review comma func dot count user id. So it's also user id. So why these two are the same thing? So so in SQL there's a method. If we call any of the method, we need to call that id as well. In general, dot group by user dot under review dot all, and this r should be small. This should be post review count. Again it will be similar and just change of user to post. That's all. And now it's not post, it's post id and post. So after all of this, what we will do, we will just return message data fetched successfully, comma data, which will have data of total user as user count, now total posts is under post count, user review, and instead of group by we can even use dot filter by, post dot under review double equals single equals to true. review equals to true. Where it is not defined, line number 31. Count, and similarly, so this must not be the space. Post review. Post review count. And this all of the things we get with a status code of 200. But if there is anything happens in the database, db.session.rollback. Now return message database error, comma 500, and then accept exception as E. We can copy paste it from anywhere. So now let's try to run the backend. CD backend, and then source venv slash bin slash activate. So why I'm using that? Because somewhere I want to test if the all the libraries are there, so that we can have required to change the requirements.txt. We will add that. So if it runs, so let me add the count API in the here. Count API dot count, comma slash admin slash count. So if it's run without any error, it means the libraries are there. But are we getting the correct value? We will do that at later stage. So this doesn't require, this doesn't require. So this all works. So I guess the only part where we lacking is now this part. Let me add that here. At the rate token required. Current user, which will get imported here. Now it's work. I hope you have enjoyed the session for today and learned about it. So let me mark as count API is completed. Now tomorrow we will come back and do the caching setup and then set up the mailer. After these two setup, what we will do? We will now start testing every API before sending it for sending it to frontend for integration, and before we are starting the frontend with data integration. I hope you will enjoy the session of that as well. So until then, goodbye. Thank you. It is good to know that you love the session. Thank you.